What does this full moon in Gemini hold for you? Full moon in Gemini brings additional communication. It brings that spontaneity. So if you are seeing an area where you could tweak some things, maybe you could put yourself out there a little bit more to help you manifest what you want, this is the perfect time. Now, there is a little bit to when you're thinking about full moon in Gemini, you're also thinking about, hey, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Is this going to be an issue with my holiday travels? Is this going to be an issue with some miscommunication? And we're just going to take a peek. What is in store for you as you prepare for this full moon that occurs on November 26th or 27th, depending on where you are. So let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Aries. Oh, baby, not a surprise, but you are in control. Aries, I know you're always in control, but what this is saying is, Aries, you do a good job of thinking of new things. You're very spontaneous in the sense that a new idea erupts and you're able to go with the flow. With full moon in Gemini, you're going to be able to really lean into that. In fact, Gemini is going to be cheering you on to the point where set your full moon intention for revealing perhaps additional ways, extra new projects that are going to help you finish out this year, but also things to look forward to in the upcoming year, especially in the area of your expertise, which is being in charge, taking the leadership role, and starting those new startups. Literally, this is in your sweet spot. So Aries, I really feel that this full moon in Gemini, if you will lean into her, you're going to find that, wow, is she going to be revealing? So for Taurus, wow, gets so magical for you because you pulled the Gemini card. Taurus, that means that this is really the time to lean into your affirmations. Really look at ways to communicate to the universe. What is it that you want? Maybe you're ready for a little bit more self-love. Maybe you're ready to lean into some nurturing of your own soul. This is perfect timing. If you're ready to welcome in some more luxurious items, leaning into that goddess Venus energy, this is going to be a nice path because Gemini is going to shine that light on, here are some ways to pull it to you, to manifest it, to bring it into reality within your own. Now, Gemini, this is an important full moon for you because this is part of, it's like this is you. This is your time to shine. So please be intentional. Please take some time prior to the full moon to make the most of it. Absolutely, I would do my moon water, have that prepared, have that ready to go, have the whole, this is your time. This is your time. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Gemini. Wow. Mercury. Mercury is ruling you, baby. Wow. And it's your ruler. So you're going to find heightened communication. You might be talking a little bit faster. Your spirit guides are really going to be surrounding you to help you with your manifesting. Sometimes you get a little distracted or stuck because you're seeing both sides of it. Now, with the communication of Mercury, I can see where that's going to be a little more enhanced. So I would ask for great clarity with this full moon. Where have you been finding yourself where have you been finding yourself stuck, not able to take the action? Because this full moon, it will not only reveal it, but it will also show you the path that's best for you to take. Now, Cancer, with this full moon in Gemini, interesting because two cards pulled out for you, baby. And it's permission, interesting, and loyal. Wow, Cancer, that's kind of you, isn't it? You are extremely, extremely loyal, especially with your family, to your home. This is your home base. You love it. And so give yourself permission to make those changes, to be you, to have that hermit time, to have that safe space, especially with the holidays. This full moon in Gemini is, yes, we're coming off of Thanksgiving. We're coming off of Black Friday. We're coming off in, well, I think we have Black Friday and we're getting into Cyber Monday, right? So there is going to be still that high vibration, that high zinginess of energy. I really feel like by you trusting this full moon, stepping back and allowing yourself to have that hibernation spot, already prepare it and give yourself permission to have those timeouts. You don't always have to be there for everyone. You don't always have to be those broad shoulders. And I feel, especially with this card, this full moon in Gemini is saying, give yourself permission to communicate your needs and allow others to help fulfill those. You don't have to do it alone, baby. Okay, Leo. Oh, I know. This is going to be a fun time for you. Really? Seriously? You got 2 cards too, baby? Okay. Resolute. Be resolute in your awesomeness and your amazingness. Leo, we know you like to roar. So for this to come through, especially in full moon in Gemini, we have the communication. So Leo, where could you be communicating a little bit more? Where could you be so determined and I'm going to manifest this? Maybe there's some additional conversations that need to be had. Maybe you need to talk yourself back into manifesting it and not running away from it. Now, the next card was vulnerable for you. So there is some vulnerability. And Leo, I know you have that underneath that beautiful energy of you. I know you do have that vulnerability already. But it's also being vulnerable to your dreams, being vulnerable to yourself. Allow yourself to have those bigger dreams. I feel like you've been putting it on hold. And this full moon in Gemini is saying, baby, it's time to come back on out and play. So Leo, I hope you do set your attentions already so that you are able to make the most of this full moon in Gemini. Now, Virgo. Whew. Oh, I'll be right back. Hang on. The card fell all the way out. Oh, wow. Moon. Sweetheart, this is incredible. For you to get this card with the full moon in Gemini, this is like a double down with this cycle. Make the most of not only making your wish list, making the list of what you need to do for the holidays before end of year. Allow this to be a true preparation time. Prepare for 2024. Prepare for what is left of this year so that you do make the most of it, because it really does feel like there are a lot of opportunities that are on the outskirts and you haven't been quite sure how to hop on them. And this feels like this is really going to provide that insight to not get frozen out of the decisions anymore, or not to freeze yourself out, but to actually cheer yourself and allow yourself to be who you are in that being grounded. But really, that moon is shining light. It's helping you trust your intuition. It's helping you trust your divine feminine. So please make the most of this moon. Look for some ways to do some self-care. And even if you're taking a moon bath, let that supercharge you so that you have the energy and the focus and the wherewithal to pursue your dreams. Now, Libra, I'm using both cards, by the way, both of my decks, the Essential Manifesting Oracle deck and the Goddess Unleashed deck. So that's why there's a little clunkiness in my shuffling. Libra, I liked sharing this with you because I do feel like there's a balance. And the card that comes for you is truly going to be, balance for you. Of course, there would be 2 cards too. Oh my goodness gracious. Of course you, baby. Of course you. 2 cards came out. Interesting. Virgo and Rest. Now, Libra, this is saying, yes, make your list. Yes, check it twice. Yes, communicate your desires. Communicate your desires to your angels. And then let it go and get your rest. Let this full moon in Gemini be a clear communication to your spirit guides so that they can just take it over. You don't have to worry about it. You can allow them to do what they do best. And that is guide the way, share the wisdom, protect you. But Libra, I know that you're so busy wanting everybody to get along, wanting everybody to, especially around the holidays, especially with all of the Secret Santa stuff and family coming in from out of town, and you really want to make sure everyone feels as special as they are. Sometimes we overlook ourselves then. And that's what I feel like you're doing. And by pulling these two cards, it really does feel that we want you to get the rest so that you can do the things that you want to do for the rest of the year. Now, this full moon in Gemini, if you will communicate and use this time, trust your intuition, journal, and let this full moon in Gemini communicate the best path for you. And it is a path not of least resistance. It's just a wonderful path for you. Okay, so after Libra comes Scorpio. Scorpio. Scorpio, we're moving out of you and we're just now into the next sign. So Scorpio, don't feel like you're forgotten. You still have that rich energy that's all around. This full moon in Gemini is really going to be communicating, are you making the most of your passion? Are you muting your passion because it's the holidays and you feel like, well, my family might not approve and I've got to do all these things for them. Interesting that you did get two cards, by the way. And the one card is Chiron. We are in Chiron retrograde. The reason why this is so interesting is because Chiron is going to help any healing. Remember, you go deep. That full moon is going to shine light on all those nooks and crannies. And you're going to see these are some areas where I've kept buried. I didn't want to really address them. Let's release it before the end of the year. Let's just do it now. Use this time because you don't want to carry that dead weight around, especially into 2024. I feel like this is going to be very important for you. I feel like 2024 is a really great year. Let's take these steps now. Let's get the healing. The other thing is your other one was the sun. The sun is shining on you. What's interesting is that you have the balance of the full moon in Gemini, but you also have the sun, your sun sign that you're able to work with, but also just the sun giving you the energy to fuel your passion, to take those action steps on your passion. So if you can step back on this full moon, and my feeling is just getting quiet just for a little bit, just a couple minutes. It would be great if you could do this underneath the full moon light, even if it's the day before. We know 3 days before, 3 days after. Wow, is that full moon gorgeous. So go ahead and get on out there. Go ahead and give yourself some consideration. What else can I do? Now, Sagittarius, we're in you, baby. Yep. This full moon is in your sweet sign. You're going to feel just energized. You love communicating, especially with that intelligent Gemini. Your intelligences, am I saying that right, are so matched. Wouldn't it be funny if I totally got that wrong? But as you think about, what do I want to do this year? Is there an adventure that I have left to uncover? Is there something, a place perhaps that I need to still explore? Gemini's going to reveal it. Gemini is going to help excite you into it and get you all jazzed about it. So you will have the energy. You will have the know-it-all to what to do. Interesting, you're also going to have the confidence. This confident card means that you are really to be confident in what you're saying, in what you're doing, in the path you're pursuing, in who you are, in your dreams. Bring confidence to every aspect. Be confident that this is your time. And if you will have that confidence, underneath the full moon in Gemini, you can get some clarification. And when you get that clarification, wow, does that make a difference? And that's what's here for you. You are in control and you get to choose your thoughts, you get to choose your actions, and you get to choose how you want to make the most of this full moon in Gemini. Now, after Sagittarius comes that wonderful Capricorn. Wow, just handling everything. I know you've got loyalty. I know you're just such a hard worker. And wow, do you make the holidays great for everyone? I know you're leaning all in. What's interesting, your card, Saturn. There's a way to things. You like having that structure. So full moon in Gemini is really going to help you loosen up a little bit. that Saturn is like, hey, if you do this, this, and this, then we are, you're going to be rewarded. You know, it's like you're putting in the time and the energy into the education. You're doing the right path. Well, Gemini is going to say, I know, but let's have fun while we're doing it. And you're going to be able to actually enjoy the holidays. If you will ask this full moon in Gemini, communicate some things perhaps of another way of looking at it. Is there something that I need to inject into the holidays or the rest of this year so that I make the most of it, but I also make time for me? Actually, Capricorn, I feel like there's an area of bringing balance back into your life. It just feels like you're going. And I feel like you're revving up even more. And I see like Gemini is helping spiral you. And it feels like a lot of sparkly energy. But there used to be this toy and it was like a little zing, 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 zing. And it had like little sparks that would come from it. That's what I see that you're presently what's happening. And I feel like this full moon in Gemini, if you will inquire, use the full time for your manifesting and clarity. Please use the 3 months or the 3 days prior and the 3 days after in the day of the full moon. But I feel like you're going to have a lot of clarity if you take the time to ask and listen. Now, Aquarius. Oh my gosh, Aquarius, you already had cards jumping out. Here you go. I scared the cat, in fact. Oh, wow. Of course, this is for you. Stardust, baby. Stardust. The reason why that is so true, you know, Aquarians, you are up in the heavens. You know you are a star child. You know you bring the bling. And wow, are you going to enjoy this full moon in Gemini? You are going to love it. I feel like it's going to be communicating some fun. And please understand, sometimes people communicate to you, but it's not what they really mean. It's not their intention. And things can get a little muffled, especially around the holidays. And I feel like you are trying to bring everybody together, but then you're also needing to zip away. And I feel like you're bringing a lot of emotions right now. So ask full moon in Gemini to help figure out how to navigate those waters. And it feels like some of the waters are muddied, some of the waters are choppy. What I'm getting is there's just some inner turmoil going on as well. So there's a lot of communication, but when you are starting to do the communication with the other signs, with the family members, that's why it's important that you just stay true to you, stay true to your sparkle. Let full moon in Gemini remind you to shine. And if you forget your areas of where you shine, then ask. Just ask, because this full moon wants to tell you. In fact, this full moon is bringing the details. And the detailitis is going to help you have all the details. Write it out now. This is what has to happen the rest of this year. But then I'd also like you to write out, what do you want to bring in to the new year? What does that look like for you? If you'll do that, you're already going to be prepared going into 2024. So it would be wonderful if you use this full moon in Gemini for tons of conversations with the universe, with the stars, with the heavens, and let this full moon illuminate clarity in your life. Pisces, oh boy, I feel like this full moon in Gemini is really going to pull up some emotions. You're already having all the feels, but I feel with the holidays, you're sinking a little bit more into it. And you understand duality, you understand balance, you understand the twins, you understand what it's like with the two. So my feeling is this is a time, yeah, you're going with the flow, but I would love for you to allow this full moon, in Gemini to help you speak up, not just always feel like, like last in the class. I want you to feel how valuable you truly are, that you are the treasure, that you are deserving, that you are worthy. I feel like full moon in Gemini really wants to shine a spotlight on you, that you're the treasure and your gifts. Interesting, because solar eclipse was the first card that popped out, and you've too. And that is that energy. It's helping you stand out. It's going to bring that swift change. And I do agree with that. And it's a change, outward change. So if you'll lean into this full moon in Gemini, I do feel like you're going to have maybe express yourself through your creativity. Maybe your gifts, these holiday gifts, are gifts that you've made from your heart, those handmade gifts, or that, baking cupcakes or something. But it just feels like your heart and soul is being woven into the rest of this year. And I feel like you're really going to be ready for choosing, how do I want to show up in the following year? So please make the most of this full moon. The other thing is believe, baby. Believe in your gifts, believe in your talents, believe in you. You're such a treasure. You're so intuitive. So trust trust your instincts. Trust that knowingness, trust that guidance that you have, because I know you are experiencing the wisdom, and I know you're having those deep communications with your spirit guides. Don't pass them off, especially underneath this full moon. I feel if you're intentional about it, set a date. Let your angels know, hey, I'm showing up on this full moon. Let's prep a couple days before. We'll celebrate a couple days afterwards, but on the full moon, you and me, baby. Yeah, we're celebrating. And I do feel like those conversations, you're going to have just greater clarity and confidence in those communications. So you could also look at your sun sign and your moon sign as you're looking at your sun, moon, rising sign. Did I say rising sign? Okay, so check out your sun sign. Check out your rising sign and your moon sign and see if those card readings also resonate with you. If you do nothing, that's totally fine. You already are receiving the high vibes from this reading with the full moon. However, I would love for you to accept this challenge to make the most of this full moon in Gemini. Set your intention. Go ahead, just set it for something to be revealed, for you to have some sort of illumination that comes to you and helps the rest of this year be magnificent, just like you.